Hello, my beauties. I just wanted to check in because there is a lot going on in the emotional realm right now. I've had people popping into my DMs being like, am I crazy? What is happening? And I'm just going to tell you straight up, like, it has been showing up for me as well. So you are definitely not alone. I know a lot of people are either in kind of, it feels like I know we're 7 billion people on this earth, so we don't just fit into two tiny little pockets, but there's a lot of people that feel like right now their lives are just going great. They're on the up and up, everything's coming together. And then there's a lot of other people that feel like everything is crumbling, values and relationships, and everything is shifting. And even your relationship with yourself is evolving. So it can feel really, really hard and almost disheartening at times to keep going if you're kind of met back with past trauma from your lives, from circumstances that you thought you had done the healing around and it's still there. And the way I like to explain it to a lot of my clients is this isn't that we deal with it once and then we get a clean slate. This isn't about doing all the emotional work and then we get to live a happy, jovial life for the rest of our journey here. But it's really about allowing ourselves permission to really acknowledge the truth of what's going on with us and to find an easier way to navigate through it when it does come up. Now, I'm very open that I have a history with eating disorders, and that is an addiction for me. And I can be a very compulsive person, but it normally comes down to food as my main vice, I would say. But I can add compulsivity on top of compulsivity. I'm very creative in that way. But so for me, what will happen is I now know just to not be consumed by the emotional body that I need to do the work when it comes up. And it is not convenient. There is nothing convenient about our emotions emerging or traumas and triggers re-engaging, and we're just not quite prepared for it. But what I do know is anytime I've tried to really push off doing it or pretend that it's not there, it kind of disconnects me, and then I end up feeling like I'm out of body or floating, or I get even caught in the pain body, and it hurts more to hold on to it all than to actually getting the support that I need and doing the work. And I get it, doing the work, it feels like work a lot of the time. But anytime I've been really, truly honest with myself and honest with what's been happening, that's when it shifts. As I know a lot of people say, well, just act as though the person that you want to be, allow yourself to engage in the world as though you were living the dream life. But that can work for you if it feels really good. If you're like, yeah, like I'm vibing with this, this is fantastic. But what happens if it feels like you're just masquerading every day and you feel like you're lying to yourself or to other people? And then it feels harder and harder to keep up. So it's really important just to be genuine to what you need to do for yourself. And also, they're saying if you feel like the tools that you have aren't working, this isn't about going back to what used to work for you, but finding what you need here and now in this moment. And it might be hiring someone that you haven't worked with before. It might be trying some quirky body movements to help really elevate and somatically release. It can be a plethora of different things they're saying. So we don't want you also to get caught up if what you previously have done isn't working, because we are ever evolving and we need different things. And they're also saying, and if it was meant to work the entire way through, then it would for you. So it's not about making yourself wrong or making a modality or a person wrong, but just about giving yourself permission here and now to say, well, what do I need? Like, what does my heart need? What does my soul need? And then allowing yourself to pivot from there. And I'm going to even be honest with you because I have had a waves of past stuff come up for me as well. And my guides brought in this really clear download. And it's funny, sometimes they're like really sharp, clear downloads lately, and the rest is like a fog, and they're like do 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 twiddling their thumbs. And so when the download comes, I know I need to take action on it. And I am a loyal person. I love my people. And I had the download come in saying you need to have an osteopath session. You need to have 3 sessions to just help move the energy and the emotional body through. So I book in with my tried and true because I absolutely love her. I've had phenomenal healing within my physical body. And then up and out of nowhere, the clinic cancels the appointment. And it's not even by a week or two, because I probably would have just rescheduled, but they're saying, yeah, we're not even rebooking her in until June. So for me, the guides were like, no, you need to get an osteopathic session this week. So I found someone new, and let me tell you, it was phenomenal. emotional. I wasn't expecting it, but it brought in this level of healing that I wasn't quite prepared for, but it wasn't necessarily detrimental to bring in. I know sometimes when we're in the hands and things get brought up that we're don't have the space to actually process, it can feel really detrimental to our mental health. But for me, it was just what was being caught in the body. And after I had the session, I was just waves upon waves of emotion pouring through. And I was like, I have to walk home now. So I'm trying to walk home, and this part of me just wanted to sob. Like there was just this emotion that was there that just needed to process. So I took a moment. I was like, guides, like, what is the fastest quickest way for me to walk home, because I don't want to be sobbing and walking. Like that didn't feel supportive. And out of nowhere, my husband and his work truck just turned down the street that I was on. I never walk that way. He normally never takes that way. And he was able to scoop me up in his truck and bring me home. And I know not everyone's going to have what I consider a magical experience like that, but I know for me, I would have shut down the emotion that needed to keep moving through. And I feel safe with him, and he knows I don't have to explain it. I just get a process, and he can just beautifully hold space for whatever comes up for me, without me needing to explain it or rationalize it. And so, had I walked home, I know I would have shut down the pathways of the motion that was moving through, because sometimes we can't articulate it. Sometimes there's no need to actually understand what the story is. It's just allowing those parts of ourselves that are still really holding on. And a lot of times for me, it's there's sadness and grief. Anger can come in, but I find it normally turns into tears even with the way I process. But it was just a really beautiful container to allow the energy within me to just keep moving and just allow the streamline of that energy to move through. So we're not immune to it, no matter how long you've been on the healing path for, but it really is about honoring where you are at in that presence and to allow it to move to really support you. Because if you stop it or if you stagnate it, and then kind of gets gridlocked into your body, and then it can create this disconnect even further and make it really hard for you to even tune in to see what it is that you need. So the guides are saying we understand there feels like there's a big purge of the emotions, because there is, but it's also about really tuning in to say, what do I need here and now in this moment? And they are really making it clear if there is a monetary um like you're I would do this, but I don't have the money to do it. They really want you to be mindful to say, truth, is this investment in myself really going to help me move through it? Because they're saying you do need to look at the time you're willing to be stuck in something, and if one session with someone here and there can actually help you shift it and really recalibrate back into your essence and your vibrancy, they're saying we really want you to be mindful to look at that. And I get it, to start off with a new practitioner, to do something new, it might feel like, oh, is it going to be aligned for me? But they're saying, go to people that you trust or take a friend's recommendation, but also don't have the expectation of what's worked for them will work for you. But chances are, I know it's been true for me in my journey, when I've been really honest and truthful with where I'm at, the pathway with the best support has always come in. And I really find, for even a lot of my own clients, that's the case. When we can be honest with what's happening for ourselves, if we feel like we just can't keep juggling the emotional balls up in the air, and we're ready just to shift it, like chances are that person, you'll really ignite for you to work with, and you'll just have this knowing that, okay, this is the path that I need to take for myself right now. So if you do need additional tools, I always use a lot of sprays. I really, really love the rose water from Heritage Stone. I use a lot of Orasoma products. I have a beautiful batch on the table there that I've created with mountain water that I will be selling at some point. But right now, the beautiful Sanat Kumara is really working for me for Orasoma. I make my own essential oil blends, so I really like to have essence really support me. I do have beautiful crystals all around my deck. I have this beautiful, beautiful flame that I often just have as a pillar for myself. So there are physical connections that you can have. Music is really healing for me. Dance is healing. But sometimes people need silence. Sometimes you need to hear your own body moving in a pool. Sometimes you need to just really immerse yourself in nature or just take that time to sit down and write. And they're also saying if there are, old traumas or resentments or shame and embarrassment, write it out with your hand on a piece of paper. Feel free to burn it. Just unfilter, let whatever needs to speak come through you, because you're acknowledging a time and place that is necessary to express, and it's really going to help you navigate these emotions. So they're saying we're giving you little tools so you can help yourself with the process, but also know if you feel like you can't do it on your own, please, please, please get the support so you can be held. You just got to show up, and you then get to allow yourself to move through what you need without trying to navigate both spaces for a practitioner, and client at the same time for yourself. So I love you. We are moving through this energy. I know it's a big upheaval, so cry if you need to. Know that there is nothing wrong with you, but allow yourself to keep moving it through. If you find yourself really stuck in it, really do something different to help yourself navigate out of it. Yeah, they just keep saying get support. What you get support, get support, get support. I'm asking them, is there anything else? They're saying you need to get the support that you need for you, and that's going to look so different for everyone. So I love you. I'm sending tons of extra love your way because I know we need it. And if you're vibing high and you're good, I'm sending love your way too, because I just adore all of you. And yeah, let me know if this resonates, if this is what has been your journey as well right now. It is a messy, beautiful process, this thing we called life. But for me, it's always better on the other side. And if I had known that doing the work would actually allow this space of serenity and connection and beauty and presence, I probably would have done it a lot sooner if I could have. But that being said, I needed to go through the journey I did to actually also see the power of actually processing and taking responsibility for where we're at. So, sending heaps of love your way. Yeah, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.